Welsh, otherwise known as Ginny, like to drink. I have the pleasure and honor to speak of my mom/friend. Ginny was born in White Plains, New York, to Italian parents, Helen and Anthony Eulogy. She was the second of 4 girls, Audrey, Ginny, Diane, and baby sister Annette. She was born into a home that she always knew that she was loved and wanted. The home was full of love, warmth, laughter, tradition, and discipline. Her mother, Helen, was the disciplinary. She raised her girls to be strong, confident, to respect themselves first and then others. Ginny, as we know, always had a way of doing things her own way. During Saturday chores, she would just drift outside to help her father in the yard. This is where she developed her love of gardening and watching things grow. It was a bond that continued between the two of them into adulthood. Her mother, Helen, taught her a love of entertaining, a passion of good food. In their home, food was a form of love. There was always room for one more at the table. Sunday meals were some of her favorite childhood memories. The table was full of her sisters, aunts, uncles, and all of her cousins. Ginny learned her strong work ethic from her parents. They worked 6 days a week and owned a beauty salon connected to their home. Her father taught her, work hard as you play. Work hard, play hard, something that stayed with her. When I was around 16, I had to do a self-study on someone, and I chose my mom. I remember asking her, who were your 2 biggest influences growing up? They were both of her grandmothers. Both ladies were immigrants from Italy and didn't speak any English. They used food as a form of communication. Grandmother Lorella, affectionately called Little Grandma. Husband died at a young age. She was left in a country to raise 5 kids where she didn't speak the language. She always felt unconditional love from this woman. She made her feel loved and wanted. My mom would always go around saying that she was the favorite and that they had a unique bond. Grandmother Juani raised 8 kids. My mom remembered when dating or bringing friends over that no matter the religious or ethnic background, her grandmother always showed them love. My mom took these lessons of pure love and helped build who she was. Ginny met her husband Joe in high school. She and some girlfriends went to the all-boys high school Stepanat to watch a sporting event. She always said that he was the rock in her life. He allowed her to live a life of freedom, always making her feel number 1. Remember my mom saying that meeting so young and going to prom together gave them a huge advantage because she got to meet his father before he passed away. My mom would always tell me, find someone who introduces you to new things and doesn't try to change you. They went on to have the 3 of us, Joe, Sean, and myself. My mom gave me that same gift that her parents gave her. I always knew that I was loved and wanted. Definitely a beautiful gift. Heard her say many times that some of her happiest days were when the 3 of us were little. Even though time and money were tight, she loved attending all the Sunday Pop Warner football games, track meets, summer sitting on the front porch with Mary Ann Scapula watching us play, attending all the family gatherings, pool parties, christenings, communions. We loved to celebrate each other. always with plenty of good food and drink. I always remember running late to make the 11 a.m. ferry to the island beach to be with our grandparents. One of my favorite childhood memories was laying in bed with my mom on Friday nights. We'd watch Dallas and Falcon Crest together, and our heads would be on the same pillow. My mom was definitely one of those rare individuals that always knew what she wanted to be. And that was a nurse, which she was for 55 years. Always working in a hospital. She loved the exact science mixed with the personal touch. Once heard her say one of her favorite parts of the job was getting to train new nurses and watching them grow. A few years ago, her floor was volunteering at a Habitat for Humanity house. I went with my mom to help out. She was the one bringing the crew her famous meatball wedges. All the nurses kept telling me how much they loved my mom, what a hard worker she was, she never slowed down. They called her the Energizer Bunny. They loved her advice and encouragement. A few of them even told me she was a great listener. I wasn't sure they were talking about her. They told her stuff that they didn't even tell their own mom. One of her co-workers told me that for over 5 years, that Ginny kept pushing her to go back to school to be a nurse practitioner. She was in her second semester and was happy. As a child, you often look at your mom as just a mom, and I was given that rare opportunity to see her as a woman. I was extremely proud. One of the many things that my brothers and I have in common is our strong work ethic. Once you start something, you finish it. This comes from our parents and grandparents that work hard and play hard. I love watching my brothers pass that down to the next generation of their kids. When my brother Joe made the announcement that he was expecting, Ginny wasn't happy. Remember her saying, "I'm only 49, and he wants to make me a grandma." That all changed when she laid eyes on Anthony, named after her father. He is her braveheart, as she affectionately called him. Then, when the golden girl, Madison, was born, I remember her saying, "My heart feels like it's gonna burst. So much love." When I finally became a mom, and nothing went as planned, my mom was my constant rock. Remember that first time that she got to hold Sophia? Sophia was 3 months old in the NICU. I hope that I never forget that look on my mom's face. It was pure love. That's when that connection was formed, and Sophia wanted only grandma and nobody else. When my brother Sean announced that they were adopting, my parents were proud, excited, and a little nervous. I remember calling my mom the evening that they met the boys at the Charlotte airport. My mom said something came over her and no words would form, which, if you know Ginny, didn't happen very often. Just tears. It was the first time in 3 years that she had cried. It was love. My father and I are definitely the criers in the family. When Joe introduced Dylan and Ryan into the family, my parents welcomed them with open arms. I remember once saying to my mom that I wish that we had met them when they were younger. She immediately said, that wasn't part of God's plan. This is the way it's meant to be. And there's always room for love. It was 5 years ago that we got the cancer diagnosis, and she was given less than a year. But in true Virginia Marie fashion, she tells you what to do, and you do not tell her what to do. So not only did she live another 5 years, but she continued to work and live her life. She brought a picture of her 2 granddaughters to her oncologist, wanted her to know what she was fighting for, to see Madison get married and watch Sophia grow up. I have too much living to do and friends and family to be around. My life is too good. That's why we fight like Ginny. My mom told me once that there's a reason why she's going through this. And that one day, myself, or Joey, or Sean, or one of her grandchildren will be going through something, and maybe her fight will be able to help us. 4 weeks ago, at a family dinner at Carolina Beach, my brother Joe asked my mom what was her mantra. She responds, faith, family, fun. If you have those 3 things, you will have a good life. I'd like to challenge everybody that we make sure that all the people that are in your life, that you make them feel loved and wanted. That you live your life with the 3 F's: faith, family, fun. My grandma Welsh always said, never say goodbye, just say